Hello, welcome to data visualization of sales transactions created for Thangamayil Jewellery. In this presentation, I am going to walk through how Thangamayil Jewellery Public Limited Company can visualize the sales transactions of gold and silver over a period of time in graphical format. The graphical format is rendered with the help of transaction logs that gets generated by the system for every sales transaction created in the counter by an employee. We don't need to install any software on your end device to visualize this, as this can run on browser like Chrome, Firefox, Internet Explorer that comes by default with the devices like PC, iPad, iPhone or any Android based mobile tablets. For this presentation purpose, I created a sample program that generates sales transaction. Let me run that now for your understanding. Currently, you are seeing a couple of transactions of sales made by Thangamayil Jewellery. Each line represents a sales transaction, and each transaction you can find the employee name, employee ID, the location where the sales has been done, and the number of grams that was sold. The product either it can be silver or it can be gold, and the date when the product was sold along with its time. Of this, you can probably find minimum of 2 to 3 transactions per day. As you can see here, on 2015 11 12 we have 2 transactions, and on 2015 11 13 we have around 3 transactions. Now we used the sales transaction logs and created a graphical representation. This data visualization of sales transaction logs helps both management and investors to make a wise decision. We are right now viewing the dashboard of sales transaction of Thangamayil Jewellery. The dashboard contains lots of widgets, and each widget provides lots of information of sales done. Now let me walk through a couple of widgets in Thangamayil sales transaction dashboard, and I will also help you in understanding the usage of each widget. Before getting into the details of it, I would like to spare a few minutes about date and time configuration, as it plays an important role here. The top right corner of the page, you can configure the date and time. Configuring this will help you to visualize only transactions that are specific to date and time. Let me walk through a quick time configuration in which we are going to configure for the year July 2015. This shows there are totally 1 or 2 transactions that were made in the month of July 2015, and it starts from July 21st 2015 till July 31st 2015. Let me walk through each widget of Thangamayil dashboard. Sales by gram will help you to show the total amount of sales of grams of gold and silver that were made during this period of time. Number of transaction widget helps you to show the total number of transactions that were made during this period. Sales by type will show you the amount of gold and silver that were sold during this period in pie chart representation. Sales by line graph will show exactly the amount of sales in grams that were sold during each date of July 2015. Let me now configure the absolute time starting from July 2015 till August 2016. Right now we are able to see there were totally 1000 transactions, and each transaction sales by line shows for each month the number of sales that has been made both in silver and in gold. Currently we don't have any transaction after November 9, 2015. Once we are able to populate data after November 9, 2015, then we can probably see a graphs going on this way. Sales by chart shows the amount of sales done in gold and silver in histogram type. Right now what you are able to see here is the total number of sales that happened on August 3rd 2015 in gold is 490 grams, and in silver it is 542 grams on same date of August 3rd 2015. Sales by location in histogram widget will help you understand how much of grams of gold and silver that were sold specific to each location. Here you can find there are totally 284 grams of gold or silver that were sold in Chennai during July 3rd, 20th, 2015, and in Madurai it is 273 grams of gold or silver, and in Coimbatore it is 85 grams, and in Salem it is 57. This is specific to date of July 2015 20th. Sales by location will help you to understand quickly the amount of sales of gold that were done in each city. This shows there are totally 1940 grams of silver that were sold in Chennai, and silver it is 1787. With this we can able to see immediately the total amount of sales of grams that were sold in each location during this period. Sales by metrics will also visualize the same thing what we have seen as part of sales by land by combining both the chart. The green represent here the gold and the blue represent here the silver. Now coming to sales by employees widget, here we can able to see the top employees who made a sales transaction in the organization for the period of July 2015. Here Mickey stands in rank 1 by selling 2018 grams of gold or silver, followed by Jerry, user 1, Tonal, Tom and user 2. Sales by location plus employee widget will help you to identify the sales that were made in each location followed by the users in each location. Right now in Chennai you can find user 1 were able to sell 1896 grams of gold or silver, and user Donald from Chennai is able to sell 1831 grams of gold or silver, followed by user in Madurai Cherry, user 2 from Madurai, Salem and Coimbatore. Coming to end of this presentation, I am going to add 1 lakh sales transaction and going to configure dashboard to refresh automatically every 5 seconds. This will help you to visualize things in real time and view the performance of dashboard in terms of displaying the end result in fast and effective manner. Here I am going to run a simple Python program which will going to create 1 lakh transaction and going to add 2 PNG transaction. Running this, you can see now we are going to have 1 lakh and 1000 records. Right now we have 25,216 records of transaction and total number of grams of gold and silver that were sold. Let us wait for some more time to add 1 lakh records. We are done with adding 1 lakh records, and totally we are able to see totally 1 lakh and 1000 transactions. I am going to pause this for some time and going to visualize data to specific to some days. Let us visualize the sales transaction during this period of time. Here we can see starting from 2016 103 till 2016 02 28, we can see the sales transaction that are made during this period of time. There are totally 16,815 transactions and each transaction counted to amount of golds that were sold, gold and silver that were sold. We can also view the amount of sales that were done by each employees or each transaction just by clicking on them. Right now we are able to see the total transaction done by Cherry during the period starting from 2016 1/03 to 2016 02/28. Totally, the Cherry has made a transaction of 2,899 during this period, and he was able to sell the gold of 16,669 grams and 15,271 grams of silver. If you want to go back to the previous result by displaying all the transactions, then you can just delete this. Thank you for watching this presentation. Have a nice day.